Have you ever heard of a medicine so powerful, so life-changing, it pulled children back from the edge of death? A single injection, a silent hospital room. And then a boy opens his eyes. He sits up, he's alive. This is not fiction. This is the real story of insulin, a discovery that turned tragedy into hope and gave millions of people around the world a second chance at life. Before 1921, being diagnosed with type 1 diabetes was like receiving a slow, certain death sentence. Especially for children, their bodies couldn't produce insulin, the hormone that keeps blood sugar under control. Without it, sugar built up in their blood while their cells starved. They grew thinner by the day, too weak to stand, too tired to speak. Eventually, they slipped into coma and never woke up. There was no cure, no real hope. Doctors could only prescribe starvation diets, keeping children alive for a few extra months by slowly starving them to death. But far from the spotlight, in a small Toronto lab, two young scientists, Frederick Banting and Charles Best, refused to give up. They believed the answer lay inside the pancreas. To test their theory, they turned to dogs. One of them, a gentle black dog named Marjorie, had her pancreas removed and quickly developed diabetes. She grew weaker by the day. Then, they injected her with a pancreatic extract they had created. And suddenly, she came back to life. Her symptoms faded. Her strength returned. She stood up. Marjorie became the first living proof that insulin could reverse diabetes. It was only the beginning. On January 11, 1922, a 14-year-old boy named Leonard Thompson lay dying in a Toronto hospital. He was pale, skeletal, and barely breathing, his body collapsing from untreated diabetes. There was nothing left to try, except one experimental injection. Doctors gave him the first ever dose of insulin. It wasn't perfect. The initial extract caused a reaction. But 12 days later, with a purified version, they tried again. This time, it worked. Leonard's blood sugar dropped. His energy returned. He opened his eyes and sat up in bed. He became the first person in history to be saved by insulin. One nurse later described the moment when they walked into a ward full of dying children. As they moved from bed to bed, injecting each child with insulin, the room began to change. Before they finished giving the last injection, the first child had already woken up. Some sat up, some spoke, and the nurses, the doctors, the mothers, they all cried. Insulin didn't just save lives, it gave them back.
If you enjoyed this story, give the video a like and let me know your thoughts in the comments.